When 50 Cent wants someone out of the picture, he doesn't just want them out of the industry. He wants them gone for good. And now, Big Meech is finally breaking his silence, revealing the alleged truth about how 50 put a hit on him, ensuring he'd never reclaim his throne. But that's not all. Meech is exposing the betrayal, the money moves, and the setup that left him with nothing. When 50 Cent is involved, you already know the drama is going to be top-tiered. At first, it seemed like 50 and Big Meech were locked in, two larger-than-life figures with street credibility and business acumen that made them untouchable. Meech was the infamous kingpin of the Black Mafia family, BMF, while 50 was the rap mogul-turned-TV boss who had the entire entertainment industry in a chokehold. On paper, this was a power duo. 50 had secured the exclusive rights to turn BMF's story into a TV phenomenon, and Meech's son, Lil Meech, was stepping straight into Hollywood royalty. Everything was perfectly aligned, until it all went south, let's be real. If there's one person you don't want problems with, it's 50 Cent. He locked down the rights to tell Big Meech's story on TV, and this wasn't just some small project. This was a show that had the potential to shake up the industry, blending street legend storytelling with Hollywood-level production. 50 went all in, making sure the BMF brand was solid. He even invested in Lil Meech's acting lessons so he could portray his father authentically. It should have been a done deal, a partnership built on loyalty. But when money's involved, things inevitably get messy. According to 50, he allegedly put $5 million into the BMF project, but that money mysteriously disappeared. No one could explain where it went, and 50 wasn't about to let it slide. Initially, he handled things quietly behind the scenes, but then Big Meech made a move that would forever change their relationship, a move 50 took as the ultimate betrayal. When Meech walked out of prison, he had two choices: rebuild with the people who had his back or roll the dice on a flashy new deal. Unfortunately, he bet on the wrong one. Meech and Rick Ross had always shared a strange connection. Ross had built an entire brand around the name Big Meech, and it was no secret that he idolized Meech from afar. After Meech's release, he wasted no time linking up with Ross. What should have been a casual association quickly turned into something much deeper, and before long, the two were doing business together. If this had been anyone else, 50 might have brushed it off. But Rick Ross wasn't just anyone. He was 50's long-standing enemy. Their beef was one of the nastiest in hip-hop, spanning over a decade. It was filled with lawsuits, diss tracks, personal attacks, and relentless humiliation. 50 had exposed Ross as a former correctional officer, dragged his baby mama into the drama, and clowned him at every opportunity. So, when Meech, who had every reason to stay loyal to 50, took money from Ross, it felt like a slap in the face. Reports claim Ross gave Meech $100,000, an amount that was pennies compared to what 50 had already invested in him. To 50, this wasn't just business. It was a sign of disloyalty that couldn't be ignored. 50 wasted no time cutting ties. He unfollowed Lil Meech on social media and took to Instagram, throwing direct shots at Meech, accusing him of switching sides for a quick payday. But then, he dropped the biggest bombshell yet. 50 started pushing the narrative that Big Meech was a snitch. To drive the point home, 50 shared a viral video of a random man talking about snitching, but with Meech's face superimposed on it. The move was calculated and brutal, further fueling the fire between the two. For 50, this wasn't just about money or loyalty, it was about sending a message. He wanted to ensure that Meech would never regain his footing in the industry, let alone reclaim his throne. Now, Meech is finally speaking out, revealing his side of the story. He claims that 50's actions went beyond just cutting ties. He alleges that 50 put a hit on him, ensuring he'd be taken out of the picture for good. Whether these claims hold weight or not, one thing is clear. When 50 Cent is involved, the drama is always next level. The betrayal, the money, and the setup have left Meech with nothing, and the fallout between these two titans continues to shake the streets and the industry alike.
don't even know what you get from me.
Bro, you happy about getting this?
You know how much motherfucker they gave me for that?
How much?
$200.
The caption claimed 50 Cent had Tammy Cowan doing his dirty work, with her new tell-all breaking it all down. According to the allegations, 50 directed Tammy and connected her to people to help get his time cut. 50 has been pushing the narrative that Big Meech orchestrated moves behind the scenes to shorten his sentence. This wasn't just gossip. 50 came with receipts, pointing directly at Tammy, who is accused of being a federal informant. Tammy even messaged 50, relaying a message for Meech.
I agree. It's unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
It really is, but I agree. So, we'll just let it be told when the story gets told.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right?
That's it. That's all it is.
That one message was all 50 Cent needed to confirm what he already suspected. He then claimed to have legal paperwork proving Big Meech had cooperated with the feds. To add fuel to the fire, 50 brought in social media personality 190 Jake, who allegedly had documents suggesting Meech engaged in third-party cooperation with an informant. Making matters worse, leaked DMs from Lil Meech surfaced where he said, F*** Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills. What started as social media beef quickly escalated into real-life consequences. Rumors began swirling that 50 Cent was using his influence to blackball Big Meech from the music industry. Meech, once a dominant figure, was now struggling financially. He expected his son, Lil Meech, to be pulling up with duffel bags of cash like the old days, but Lil Meech was in the same boat, broke and fumbling through whatever opportunities 50 had handed him. There was even talk that Meech was waiting for Lil Baby to throw him some money, especially after Lil Baby pulled up in a Ferrari truck, looking like he had it all. But here's the thing. Nobody owed Meech anything. Not 50, not Lil Baby, not Rick Ross, and definitely not the industry. However, Rick Ross saw an opportunity when 50 started distancing himself from Meech. Ross slid right in, positioning himself as Meech's savior. He hyped up a so-called Big Meech benefit concert, promising a legendary lineup and an event that would mark Meech's official return. The concert was set up under EXO Touring and AG Touring, and Ross talked a big game, making it seem like this was about legacy, loyalty, and putting Meech back in the driver's seat. He name-dropped artists like 21 Savage, Lil Baby, and even himself to make the concert look legit. For a moment, Meech actually believed it, but when the time came, the whole thing flopped harder than anyone expected. If Meech wanted to make a comeback, 50 Cent was determined to make sure it never happened. The venue was locked in, tickets were selling, and everything seemed to be moving full steam ahead until the concert was mysteriously canceled. The official excuse was unforeseen circumstances, but no one was buying it. To make matters worse, Rick Ross ghosted Meech when the concert fell through. He addressed the cancellation for about 5 seconds before immediately pivoting to promote his car show and other ventures. Ross moved on like nothing had happened, leaving Meech to pick up the pieces of his shattered reputation. Fans began side-eyeing Meech hard because, at the end of the day, Ross played a significant role in pulling him away from a solid money-making partnership with 50, only to leave him stranded when things went south. And when you think about it, this was bound to happen. Ross never had Meech's best interests at heart. Instead of standing by Meech, he shifted focus to his own ventures, promoting his upcoming car show and leaving Meech in the dust. Fans started questioning Ross's loyalty, and the tides began turning against him. Big Meech, once at the center of hip-hop royalty, was now left scrambling, with no money, no concert, and no solid backing. 50 Cent wasted no time clowning the situation. He posted the cancellation news with a caption dripping in sarcasm. "I had nothing to do with this. Please stop calling my phone. Happy Valentine's Day." He even took shots at Meech's financial struggles, posting a fake GoFundMe page claiming Meech needed help paying his $30,000 a month Airbnb. 50 captioned the post, "Help Big Screech pay his $30,000 a month Airbnb." That's one of P's cribs. Shout out to quality control. If Meech thought things couldn't get worse, he was wrong. The damage wasn't just limited to him, his entire family took a hit. 50 had been putting the whole BMF squad on payroll, giving them executive producer credits on the show and ensuring everyone was eating. Now that bridge was burned. 50 started hinting that BMF Season 4 might not even happen. If that were true, it would mean no more money for Lil Meech, no more exposure for the BMF brand, and the final nail in the coffin for Meech's Hollywood hopes. And after all that, what's Lil Meech doing now? He's reportedly selling promo videos for $500 a pop. It's a far cry from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood and the power moves his father once made. The fallout between 50 Cent and Big Meech has left the BMF legacy in shambles, with Meech struggling to regain his footing and 50 continuing to dominate the narrative. When it comes to 50 Cent, one thing is clear. Crossing him comes with consequences, and Big Meech is learning that the hard way.
What up, though? Small boss. And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, wherever you got, try to make it go up.
50 Cent loved every second of the drama. He took to Instagram, clowning Big Meech with a post that read, "Big Screech got Meech doing promos $500 a pop. Get you one while it lasts." He didn't stop there. 50 shared stills from BMF, his hit TV show, but with a shady twist. He scribbled out Lil Meech's face in the pictures, going full yearbook mode to erase him. In the caption, 50 doubled down, taking direct shots at Big Meech. Listen to the words, Big Screech. "You keep forgetting that you told Tammy Cowens to tell to get your time cut, sucker." True to form, he tagged his liquor brands, proving even his beefs double as promotions. This latest jab wasn't random. It came right after Lil Meech posted a heartfelt message about his dad. Sharing a photo with Big Meech, Lil Meech wrote, "Before I asked God for anything, I made sure I asked him to bring my father home to my family. My prayers were answered. I love you, Dad. Death before dishonor." Meanwhile, Rick Ross tried to pivot the narrative, claiming he was working on a big-budget BMF movie. But with 50's relentless trolling and Meech's struggles, the drama shows no signs of slowing down.
I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small-budget series. Now it's time to do a big-budget film.
He name-dropped Quentin Tarantino and Antoine Fuqua like it was supposed to impress anyone.
Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Fuqua, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big. I can feel it. I'm just talking. You're talking to a major player such as myself. Listen, you're talking to a major player such as myself. The moves I make, I most definitely have an agenda. I don't do anything to piss off a little peon.
At this point, nobody was taking Rick Ross seriously. The man couldn't even pull off a concert. Why would anyone believe he could produce a blockbuster film? Meanwhile, 50 Cent continued his relentless campaign, and one name kept popping up, Tammy Cowens. In one of his recent posts, 50 warned Meech one last time, saying, "Tammy Cowens, the truth and nothing but the truth. Coming soon." But 50 didn't stop there. He also dropped a screenshot of their alleged text conversation, where he directly asks Tammy, "Did Meech know you were providing information when he was in Jessup Penitentiary?" Her response was a casual yep, followed by additional details. She explained, "This is when the discussion started on how he wished he could tell or give me something to help him get out, but his name couldn't be attached. They would kill him because of who he is. This is when I first told Jack Harvey, if Meech tells him where the money is at, could they give him a 15-year time cut?" Then came 50's final boss move. If calling Meech a snitch wasn't enough, 50 went for financial domination. He allegedly bought the halfway house Meech is legally required to stay in, ensuring that Meech, one of the most feared crime bosses in America, now has to pay him rent. Let that sink in. Big Meech, the guy who once ran a billion-dollar empire, has to send checks to 50 Cent just to keep a roof over his head. And 50 isn't subtle about it. In an interview, he reportedly grinned while saying, "Business is business. I put that ninja on toilet duty, cleaning up felons all day." So, while Big Meech may be out of federal prison, he's not really free. No matter where he goes, 50's got him trapped. Fans are loving it, calling 50 a real savage who always stands on business. Comments like, 50 makes my whole month, and this is the greatest burn I've ever heard flooded social media. However, others aren't convinced this is even real, questioning the legitimacy of 50's claims. Regardless, the drama continues to captivate, proving once again that when it comes to 50 Cent, the stakes are always high.
Whoa! Stop the presses. This story right here is complete and utter bullshit.
Apparently, Meech isn't even in a halfway house.
We know Meech didn't actually leave for the halfway house. He's on home confinement because of the First Step Act and winning his 821 motion in federal court. After spending nearly 20 years in federal prison, Demetrius Big Meech Flannery left the federal prison in Coleman, Florida, Coleman Low, on October 15th for home confinement. Now, before you say I don't know what I'm talking about, it says right here that he's in the RRM in Miami. He's actually on home confinement. It says RRM because the RRM, or the halfway house, or really the re-entry manager, is administering his home confinement in Miami through the halfway house that's owned by Dismiss.
But knowing 50 Cent, it wouldn't be a surprise for him to take things this far, whether it's true or not. One thing is clear, 50 has the upper hand, and Meech is out of options. When you break it all down, it comes down to one simple question. Was this really about loyalty, or was it all about the money? Did Big Meech betray 50 Cent for a quick payday, or was this just 50 flexing his power? Now, Meech is back at square one. He's out of prison, but not truly free. He gambled on Rick Ross, lost his industry connections, and got nothing in return. Now, he's facing a long road ahead with no clear path to recovery. But the real question is, does he even realize that Ross set him up? From the outside looking in, it's obvious that Meech's downfall wasn't just bad luck, it was bad business. The man who claimed to be Big Meech in his songs turned out to be the one who left him stranded. At the end of the day, Ross played the game well, but Meech? He got played. The odds are stacked against him, and 50 Cent has made it clear he won't be extending another lifeline. So what's next for Big Meech? Only time will tell. And if you think this is the end, think again. Watch our next video for even more industry tea.